Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. I can hear
Morning,
you.
Grace.
Morning. Thank you. We can now start. It's 2 minutes after 10. Today's training is mainly about the marking tool, how to download, mark, and upload. But I can't see Mutamai here. He was the one who asked about gradebook, how to edit a gradebook. So we say we were going to do it today first thing before we start with our training. But since we are recording, I'm going straight for you how to add a gradebook item on the gradebook and also how to change the mark for an assignment. Still continuing on our tool, the eLeader training. Can we all see my desktop?
Yes, I
Yes,
can
we
see you.
can.
Okay, all right. We'll start. How do I add a gradebook item? For example, there was an assignment that was written, but they did it, upload it via eLeader platform, but you want to keep the results on the gradebook. What you need to do is you go to gradebook, then you go to add an item, then you can give an item a title, for example, as HCP assignment, then you give it a point out of 100, then you say create. You have created a gradebook item. Then here is HCP assignment. Then you can take the results from the candidate script. For example, if Fanta Cook gets 20, you just type 20. Then for Rejoice get 60, you type 60. Then for example, you type, so you can give each candidate a mark. Then you can also edit and comment. For example, if you decide it was 60, but now it's 80. When you change to 80, you need to comment so that in future you have something that will remind you why you have changed from 60 to 80. Then the only challenge that we have will be with assignment 3 and section 1 assessment. These ones, as you can see, you cannot type or change. Why? It draws the result from the assignment 2. That means you cannot change the assignment 3 mark on the gradebook. You need to go and change from assignments because we have associated the assignment 3 on the gradebook to the assignment 3 on the assignment 2. So you cannot change. You can only change the gradebook item that you have created from the gradebook. Then I think that's it for the gradebook. We can now move on to the assignment 2. This on-screen assignment is used to mark the assignments which are on the assignment 2, which are uploaded on PDF format and uploaded on the assignment 2 as an attachment. If you select on your assignment 2 that they should do an in-text, you cannot use a marking tool to mark on an in-text. Let me give you an example. For example, if we come here and we say edit, student submission, if you say to it inline only, the marking tool cannot mark documents which are submitted inline. It can only mark documents which are submitted as a file or as an attachment. Now, how do you mark an assignment? What you need to do first is to go to the assignment 2. You go to the assignment, Then you choose grade on the assignment title that you want to mark. For example, assignment 3, we select grade. When we select grade, here are the candidates. For example, I only uploaded for 3 candidates. So we need to download for the entire site, but we come here where it says download all. When you click on download all, it's going to ask you, what do you want to download? For example, here, if you say download all, it's going to if you select the all option, it's going to download everything, of which we don't need everything to be downloaded. What we need to be downloaded is the student submission. Student submission attachment is what the candidate has submitted for marking. Then we have the grades file. The grades file is where we are going to store our results. Then we have the feedback attachment. Feedback attachment is the folder that you are going after marking, where you are going to save the marked scripts. So those are the only things that we need to download. Then we can click download. Now assignment 3 has been downloaded. So now we need to open it. There it is. That's our assignment 3. That's how it's going to be downloaded. The next step now is we need to unzip it. So you right click, then you say extract all. Then it's going to ask you where do you want to extract. You can either browse where you want to extract it to. For example, you can browse and say I want to extract it to my documents. Then you can say okay. Then that's when it's going to be extracted. Then now there is the extracted file. If you open, you will see that when they download, they don't download for everyone. It only downloads for people who have submitted. If you check on the site here, we have about 10 candidates, but here it only downloads for 3 because these are the only 3 who have submitted. So it only downloads for those who have submitted. Then for each and every candidate submitted, like for example, Cook Fanta, if we open, we have 2 folders. One, which is the submitted folder. This is what the candidate has submitted. And we also have the second, which is the feedback folder, which is empty. That's where you are going to save the file after you have marked it. Now let's go to the submitted. Then we need to open. As you can see, my screen shakes a bit to show that the marking tool is correctly installed on my machine. So if you open and it doesn't flick, that means the marking tool is not correctly installed on your machine. But as you can see, the screen shakes a bit to show that the marking tool was correctly installed on the machine. Now this is let's assume it's a candidate script. When you are marking, this is a half tick, this is a full tick. So if you want to start marking, you say click. It will ask you the tick that you want to place on the student script. What is the mark for that script? For example, you can say it carries 2. Then you click on OK, meaning that every tick that you are going to do, it carries 2 marks. Every tick, it carries 2 marks. Then you realize that, no, on this explanation, it doesn't deserve 2 full marks. it deserves a half mark. You just come and click here. It's going to give you half of what you have instructed the tick to be. For example, it will be half of 2, meaning all these ticks that I'm putting now, it's going to be half marks. Then, for example, now we realize question 3, it was out of 10, but when I count my ticks, it's out of 12. Then you want to delete some of the ticks. You just need to come here, you use a pointer, then you select the tick, then you click on delete, meaning that the tick has been deleted. Then you realize that at this point, maybe the candidate was supposed to explain about basic control principles. You come here, you put a comment, then you say explain basic control principles. Then there is a comment. So when the facilitator is marking, it's best for the facilitator to put ticks other than just to say to put an element mark. For example, if you click here, let's give it time. Then you can say the element mark, you can say the candidate get 30. Then you can comment that that's true. Okay. It's very difficult because, for example, if a candidate has a problem, maybe the facilitator just put a 10 and it was out of 30, then put a 10 only for that specific topic. The candidate can query to say, how come you give me a 10? I was supposed to get a 30. And it's very difficult to end up having forward, backward with the candidate scripts. So the best is for the facilitator to tick or give a mark when it's true, where it's true. So that, for example, if you say, what was the event and the type of event, the facilitator will say for example, if the mark is 2, the facilitator will say, for the event you get a 2 mark, for the from you get a 2 mark, and for the event type you get a 2 mark, which is out of 6. Even if the candidate queries, you just say to the candidate, we give you the marks for the event, for the from and event type, other than just bunch all the marks and put a comment. Then these are the only ticks tools. These are the only tools that the facilitator will be using, putting ticks. Then after you have finished marking the whole script, then now you need to put a total. You go to the calculator. The calculator is going to calculate all the ticks. If you assign 2 points for a tick, it will calculate it as 2. Where you assign half point, you calculate as half point. Where you assign again another tick, maybe out of 5, then you give 5. The calculator also calculates 5. For example, you can have a question 2 where you were given 2 marks and you realize the question 3 you want to give 3 marks for each and every point. You come here, you select the tick, you say now the tick carries 3 marks, you click on OK. So every tick that you put now will also carry 3 marks. Then when you are done, you come here, you calculate. It's going to ask you, what is the total for this specific script? It was out of 100, put 100, then you say okay. The system will calculate all the ticks that you have done and put it on the last page. Here, results. So that means you have done marking, you have calculated, then it's going to give the final score on the last page. So you will take this 84%. Let's go to our grades file. Remember when we downloaded the student script, sorry, the student submission folder, the feedback folder, and the grades book. So now we need to go to the grades book. There it is. Then under Fanta grades, then we got an 84. We save. We go back. Here is our script. File, save as PDF. We were on the submissions folder, so you just need to go up. We go to feedback folder, then we save. If we go back to our, then we go to cook, we can see that on feedback folder, now we have added the submission on the feedback folder. Is there any question on the marking itself? Is there any question?
No, we're okay.
All right. Then you can do this to all the scripts the same way we have done it. Let me just do another one, maybe fuller submissions. Okay, this is not. Then this is also another assignment. Then you mark it exactly like what we have done to the previous one for cook. Then after you have marked all the assignments, now we come back here. We have finished marking. We have saved it into the feedback folder. We have added the results on the grades file. We are done. Now what we need to do is we now need to zip the file, our marked folder. So we say file sent to zipped folder. This is our zipped folder now. We go back to our eLeader platform. Now we download all. Now we are going to upload all. So we click on upload all. What are we uploading now? We are not uploading anything. We are not going to upload all. We are going only to upload the grades file. We don't need the student attachment because we have only want to upload the grades file and also the feedback attachment. So we don't need the student submission. We only need the marks where we store the marks, which is the grades file, and we also need the feedback attachment where we save our feedback. Then we choose here the file. We need our zipped file. There it is. We open. Then we say upload. So it has uploaded. As you can see, Fanta Cook, you got an 84. It was graded. Remember, these two are still ungraded. Why? Because we didn't mark. We only mark for what do you call it? We only mark for Fanta Cook. So if we could have marked all the scripts, that means that every script that we have marked and put a grade, it could have been said graded here, then also the mark. So if we open the for Fanta, we can see that this was the student submission and this is the feedback. So now after this, you can now list the, the results to the candidates. Any question?
No,
You are fine. Then when you are done, make sure you release the grades when you are done marking all the grades. Sorry, all the student submissions. Then you can release the grade. If you release the grade, it's going to tick here to show that you have released the grades. So that was all about the marking tool. So if facilitators face issues with the marking tool, you can assist them wherever possible. But if you incur any, what do you call it, any challenges, you just need to call us and we'll be able to assist. Do we have any other question apart from the marking tool? Do you have any other questions that you want to ask about the eLeader, the navigation, the eLeader, any general question regarding the eLeader platform? Are we all sorted?
Yes, I think so.
yeah, Grace, I don't want to answer others. I think Louisa and Mutsamai and Anita must respond. For me, I'm fine.
You're fine,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot of information that one must work
Sit
through.
down. Yes.
You know what? If you need help, Anita, I'm here to help. I know how to do the online marking. Even Mutsamai and Louisa, you can. Um, I'll help where I can.
Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you so much. Much appreciated because the old lady is coming slowly by.
No
um,
problem. No problem.
because sometimes it might be difficult to know everything at the same time or even
Mm,
to grasp whatever we have said. But when you go through and also listen to this recording again,
mm,
then you are able to find your feet. But remember, we are always available to assist wherever you need help.
mm.
Thank you much, Grace. I know
Yeah.
that you are always there helping. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Grace.
See you next week. MS Teams. Have a wonderful week there. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Nice to hear your voices. Bye.
Bye.